The Eve of Saint Agnes. This is a poem of epic length written in the style of Spenser, and the poem begins with the setting of the eve of the feast of Saint Agnes, which is January 20th, but usually celebrated on the 21st. The weather is terribly cold outside and every activity is halted. The beadsman, that's the professional man of prayer, is freezing in the church to pray to the sweet virgin's picture, that's Mary. He says his prayer patiently, takes his lamp and goes back to his house, barefooted. The sculptures by the side of the aisle are all frozen because the weather is very cold, and the ladies all seem to be praying in silence as he passes with his weak spirit, failing to ponder how the sculptures fare in cold weather. He moves northwards towards his house, and as music causes tears to course down his cheek, he is not moved by the music because he is already near his grave. His happy moments of life have passed by, and he is interested only in the repentance of his sin. He takes a different course and sits near the fire as if to postpone the punishment for his sins, and he keeps awake all night to pray for sinners and for his own personal sins. The beadman only hears the beginning of the song from the room from which the music emanates, and many doors are wide open as people hurry back and forth. There are sounds of trumpets, which is an indication that the owners of the house are expecting a guest. Above them are seated carved angels that look out eagerly on what is ongoing in the house. All of the guests arrive at the same moment, and many of them are plumed with feathers, wearing tiaras and all types of worthy accessories. The number is great, making it impossible to count like shadows. The guests are a mixture of old, young, and many of them look happy about the possibility to rekindle their old romances and relationships. Among them is a young lady who is more important and prominent more than anyone else, and she's a member of the household who has been brooding about the feast day. She is aware of stories of magic that had occurred on that same night in the past. Old women who have had the experience of the past and have told her that young virgins are capable of having visions of their future love and experience their touch at midnight, but it can only be done on that day. Nevertheless, there are some rules that have to be respected if the young virgin wants that experience to manifest. The desired person should not eat supper, and they must rest all over that night, sitting up with eyes towards the ceiling as if they were in a trance. They should also not look behind or sideways as they look up to heaven for their desired wish. The respectable lady already mentioned is called Madeline, and she wishes this experience to happen to her. She's desperate. She's a divine sight to behold, but she refuses to engage with any of the other guests who want her to come and dance with them. Her eyes are focused on the floor. Many guests seek her attention to talk to her or dance with her, but she declines. She does not decline the advances to her out of pride, but because she does not pay attention to them due to the fact that she is focused by the possibility of realizing her wish that night. A vision of love seems more important to her at that moment than the reality and pleasure of the world around her. She manages to have a few dances for a short time, but she is still anxious and unable to focus on the pleasure of the moment. She is anxious for the hour to arrive, and her thoughts have been stolen by fairy fancy and possibility of magic. Her only preoccupation is about what will happen that night. While at the party, she thinks of nothing else but the hour when she will return to her room. At the same moment when these thoughts and hesitations go through her mind, a young man named Porfirio is riding on the field outside the castle heading towards the house. He is filled with love for Madeleine, and that is what drives him on to the place. He reaches the castle-like house, and at the door he wishes the saints to allow him catch a glimpse of Madeleine. He worships and adores her more than anything else. He wishes that he may be lucky to speak to her or kiss her hand. Porfirio is desperate to come to the woman for whom his heart burns with strong passion. He enters the house and he is conscious that he must be quiet and not seen by the other guests. Madeleine's family does not like him because they are enemies. They may even attack or kill him if he is seen, as he compares them to barbarians. The family of Madeleine is merciless and ruthless, but there is only one person in the castle whom he can trust, as she is weak in body and soul. Lucky enough, Porfirio stumbles on the old woman as soon as he enters the house, and she shuffles past where he is standing. He jumps out to greet her. He startles her, and she grabs him by the hand. Porfirio has been hiding from the light. She is frantic and tells him that he needs to hide quickly because all those who wish to harm him are present in the house. This lady is actually the maid of the house. She implores him to leave because within the castle that night are the dwarfish Hildebrand and Lord Morris. These two are his sworn enemies, and they are ready to jump on him at any moment when they see him or they get the opportunity. For the moment, she believes that they are safe where they are. They sit down and she asks him what has brought him to the castle. She wonders what has brought him there on such a night of all nights, and she leads him out of that particular room. She takes him through the hallway with low arches covered with cobwebs, and he obeys her. He asks the woman who is now known as Angela where Madeleine is and wishes that she may share with him all her secrets as he wishes to find his beloved. Porfirio knows that many places and things are known only by women and wishes that Angela pours out all the secrets about his beloved. Angela bemoans the way people act during the holiday and wishes that Porfirio had not come to the castle on that particular day, but she is not surprised that he has made it there. Angela turns her head to the moon and laughs. And Porfirio is surprised by this action, which he does not comprehend. He does not understand whether they are on good or bad terms. Angela imagines Madeleine that as she is asleep, she does not approve of her action, but there is nothing she can do. Angela then turns to Porfirio, who does not understand what is going on, and asks him to let Madeleine pray and sleep. She does not want Porfirio to have anything to do with Madeleine that night. She refers to him as being cruel and wicked for trying to disturb Madeleine in her wishes. It seems Angela is disappointed in Porfirio's behavior, as she had expected more from him. Porfirio tells Angela that he will not harm Madeline or swears by the saints. He will not distort one hair on her head or look with anger on her face. In desperation, he wants Angela to believe his sincerity.